When was the last time you picked up a book? Was it yesterday, last month for a project, or only because a teacher assigned it? Now imagine this. You come home after an exhausting day. Your boss piled on tough tasks, or you had to face back-to-back exams at university. All you want is to relax. What's the first thing you think of? Most of you now picture scrolling through TikTok or soaking in a bath with your favorite playlists. How many of you imagine reaching for a book that's been patiently waiting for you on your shelf? Books aren't even in the top 5 for many to unwind. Digitalization is rapidly replacing books in people's lives. And while I always loved reading, I've seen firsthand how easy it is to fall into this pattern. I remember books for me was a room for escape into some fairy tale worlds where I could spend hours eager to find what will be in the next chapter. Books were kind of a good engagement that kept me under the blanket at night, and the first thing that people mentioned when they described me. Because reading was what interested me the most at the time, I was skeptical about accepting the popularization of social medias and other technologies when my classmate came to me and said whether I had an account on Instagram. My confident answer, "I will never join social media," came out from my mouth. Did I keep my word? Well, at least for 3 months. As I registered into my account later, Instagram felt like an innocent way to stay connected with each other. It didn't seem like a threat to my love of books. After all, how could scrolling through pictures compare to the excitement of turning a page? Some of these things have their advantages, but they seem to never interfere with each other in a way with a bad outcome. Of course, none of us joined social media and thought that it would soon take all of their free time that they used to spend on hobbies such as reading. This experience wasn't different in my case. Soon after using Instagram, I downloaded TikTok, spending more time on this platform. I still read books, but my screen time increased with every week until the day I didn't read a single page. And remember, it was a person who had one of the biggest libraries among his peers. The last stage of this unconscious quitting of reading was when the phone replaced pages on sleepless nights under a blanket. As I'm standing in front of you now, many may wonder how the story ended. Did I return to my passion for books, or never since opened any book and it just became my childhood memories? Did I delete my social media, or couldn't live a day without them? I'll keep the intrigue on higher level if I'll tell you that I did neither of those. But what still shocks me is how in such a short period of time I reversed my perspective on books only because of a new thing that came into my life. I wondered, what about other people? In 2022, a non-commercial organization, Words Rated, surveyed over 2,000 adult Americans to better understand their reading habits. The study shows that almost 52% of Americans haven't read a book in the past year. 22% of these adults haven't read a book in the past 3 years. And the 11% of the surveyed adults haven't read a book in the past 10 years. 29% of people who start reading a book never finish it. The study also indicates that the average number of books read per year in baby boomers is 10, whereas in Gen Z, it loads to only 4 read books per year. The decline of books' popularity with such results is difficult not to notice. Looking back at the situation now, I understand that curiosity towards social media that abandoned my desire to read books wasn't only because the media was engaging. One more reason for this was how easy and available visuals on Instagram were. To be precise, I want all of you to think about why you send funny videos or memes to your friends. I have 2 answers. First of all, it doesn't require a long span of concentration as it does in books. It's a resource for a quick hormone of happiness that's such alluring, but at the same dangerous in our time. Secondly, with a better experience as I had, it is connected to the short memory of this information that provides everyone with easier and, of course, more plausible content that the books don't have the power to fight. Why? Because books are a format that requires a lot of rumination about the things that happen in a plot. They inspire critical thinking in those who strive to learn new in a more difficult and thorough way. I concluded it when scrolling through the website's awards rated and found the paragraph about the reasons of loss of people's interest in books. Most of them were about people not having free time to read because of their jobs or other life duties. Unfortunately, I didn't find any paragraphs about the solution to this problem. I thought, what if I combine my habit of spending time on social media with my desire to gain back passion for books? I slowly rekindled my love for reading by taking small, consistent steps. First, I immersed myself in a world of books through platforms where people shared their excitement. I listened to podcasts, watched videos, and surrounded myself with the stories that reminded me why I fell in love with the reading in the first place. One actionable step that helped me was to use books as a tool for connection with other people. Instead of spending my time on Instagram, I decided to create a podcast where me and my friends could discuss books that we read, creating a platform for other people to share our interests. It helped me to turn reading into a collaborative work that helped other people to defend our interests in books in a world full of quick dopamine that short and easy forms of content offer. The next step was even more transformative. I decided to create an environment where other people could join me in this journey. Organizing book clubs allowed me to share my passion with other people, turning reading into a process of reacting to each other's opinions, as we do talking about a meme that my friend sent me. I hope every one of you, after watching this video, when coming home late at night with an unbearable desire to open an Instagram, will remember this video and try to change their usual routine. If you're in that 52% of people who haven't read a book in the past year, my experience can assure you that even when you think social media is better than books, reading can bring you much more value and joy than Reels on Instagram, if you use it in the right way. By the way, did you expect to receive a task when you started watching this video? No? What if I ask you to read a book every time you want to open an Instagram for a week? Just try it and make a place for a book in your life too.